I think that I'm here in order to think things through, wherever that might lead me, and to do something creative with whatever I think. Not to become lazy and not think would be the biggest sin, and a way to really spit on my parents' education, the education that they gave me. Sometimes the thinking leads me away from their own vision of the world, but the act of thinking is what they wanted me to do, not the conclusion of that thinking. I am worried about something. It's not, as I was saying to you, that we don't read or that we don't engage with text. I am worried about the lightheartedness with which thought is approached, thinking things through. It has to do with the deficiencies because of budget cuts and other challenges of the education that we're giving our own children, that we don't think things through. The classroom, the dinner table, is a place where you can go deep into a topic in a chatty kind of way, in an engaging kind of way, but let your mind go as far as it can. I think that it would be selfish to say that is Jewish, but it would be foolish to say it's not. To think things through, to discuss the ambiguity, the ambivalence in which we sit, to face the challenges that we have in the present, in the context of what we inherited, and with the forbearing of what might come in the future. That is our role. If anything that we do today plants a seed in only one individual, only one student, only one reader, only one child, whose life is going to open up as a result of that, I think our mission was accomplished. It is not about finding 100 million readers or 100 million students or 100 million kids. Just find one. And find it in a way that is empathetic. Do not preach to that student or to that reader or to that child. Make the child feel, the student, the reader, that she or he is part of this thinking process. I think that I have given that to my kids. I am proud. I am most proud when I see them interact socially, when I see them be humorous with things, and when I see them thinking. I can see their eyes moving in a particular way together with others. Thinking for ourselves is important. It is a pre-step in the process of thinking with others. But the Jewishness of all this is the act of thinking together with others, not doing it alone. And I think that is something that my parents taught me. Now, I want to come back to something I said at the beginning. My father is the actor. My mother is the psychologist. My father is the intuitive, impulsive, emotional one in the family. My mother is the rational, the calculating, sometimes the cold one. It's a combination that can be explosive, but it can also be loving and balanced. I don't think that emotion alone leads you very far. I don't think that thought alone leads you very far. I think you need emotion in thought. And I say this with a clear sense that often thought is presented as unemotional, disconnected with anything that will push you to. I don't think that you can disconnect emotion from thought. I think it's very important to connect it, but at the same time to know what the various aspects are, that not to let emotion take you. Hispanic culture is very emotional. It's driven by sentiments, by passions. When you turn the television on and see those soap operas, even if it's in mute, you know that they are Hispanic because of the way that they are throwing themselves at others, and it's easy to stereotype them. It's easy to make fun of, but it's also easy to know that this is something of that culture. The culture is warm, the culture is giving, and it can be a culture that doesn't think things through. On the other hand, American culture can be very calculating, can be very practical, can be very goal-oriented, and sometimes unemotional, or a kind of deceiving in sense of using others for one's own purpose. And I hope that my kids have not only the Jewish side, but the Mexican side and the American side together. And do with it whatever they want to do with it, wherever they can. I mean, to be honest, we all, as Jews, think we're free, and we are. Freedom is everything is determined, but we're all free at the same time. On the other hand, when one starts looking back at one's life, one realizes that freedom was never fully open, that there were paths that were already kind of chosen, and that we responded to the forces that were before us.
Mm-hmm.